Hello, my lovelies. Elsie here to do a collective reading for you. I thought I would just do a collective reading about retrograde, right? About Mercury retrograde. So Mercury is going into retrograde on the 4th of August, and it will be retrograding in Virgo until the 27th of August. Now, during this time frame, it is, that it is retrograding in Virgo means it's going to slow things down. We're going to be making decisions about things, looking over details, and it's going to be frustrating for Virgo and Leo, but for everybody really, because it's really about the perfectionism that Virgo has, and Leo maybe a little bit too, is that it's going to be frustrating because there is going to be mishaps, right? There's going to be miscommunications and, arguments, possibly misunderstandings, right? So maybe we're counseled to not really rush into making decisions, and maybe don't sign contracts or anything that's really important and legal and binding unless you have somebody else's eyes on it, right? It's not really a time to launch new projects or do new things, but it is a time to sort of look over the things that are going on right now. Please realize when you are about to argue with others, I feel like miscommunications can break things, break relationships, break families, break friendships, and don't be too hard on yourself. Look, this is going to be a time of, looking within. I feel like when Mercury's in retrograde in Virgo, right? Mercury rules Virgo, and so I feel like it's almost like things are going backwards. Like the planet itself doesn't go backwards; it just really slows down in the atmosphere. But I feel like I feel like it's going to be easier for things to happen that are misunderstood and arguments and such. So let's just read. Let's find out what's going on here. Should we use an oracle deck? Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to use Moonology. I think we should use an oracle deck here. Give me a second to unpile my tower. For those of you who have been over on Facebook, you know that I have a tower, an oracle tower to my right here, and part way through here. Yeah, okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's get a couple of oracles here. Let's find out what's going on. Tell me about the collective. So this is a reading for all signs. I mean, whatever sign you are, I will call it the signs and symbols so you know what's going on. If you have not read tarot before, if you don't know what's going on, I'll let you know what's going on. Let's find out what sort of energy we're dealing with here. We've got purpose. It says, I know what I'm here to do. Gratitude. It says, I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. So it feels like somebody here is going to have an opportunity to find their purpose, which is really kind of cool because it's like, we are going over the details of us, right? Virgo is very hard on themselves because not only they're a perfectionist, but they are subject matter experts, right? They are people who are highly intelligent, very much in service of other people, and they're always going over themselves, and sometimes they can be so hard on themselves. So I feel like you need to buy yourself a break. I feel like for somebody here that you will find gratitude in finding your purpose. So I feel like if you are sort of going over yourself and being a little hard on yourself, I feel like you need to back up from that, because I feel like you're sort of in the way of maybe finding your purpose through Mercury retrograde through the month of August here. It says, I know what I'm here to do. Somebody here is, their third eye, look at all the purple there, right? The third eye, I feel, is going to be popping open for you. And we've got judgment. More purple, right? We've got judgment. It says, I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. So we need to sort of understand that with each other. I feel going into this Mercury retrograde here. Tell me what else we need to know, please. Tell me what else the collective needs to know. We have meditate and contemplate. So this is something I think that you should be doing before you even contact the person, sign the commitment, the contract. Make sure that you are meditating and contemplating first. What's going to happen if I decide to move forward? What's going to happen if I decide to sign the contract, get into the relationship, contact the person from the past, right? Know what you're getting into and make sure that you're doing it in a way that you're connecting with your intuition first. Piscean energy, that's card number 12, right? That's number 12, the last of the zodiac, but it's also about the intuitive nature of all of the zodiac, right? Pisces is all of the pieces of all of the zodiac. What else do we have here? We've got, it's time to take action. So it says new moon in Aries, and it is time to take action here for some of you. I feel like for some of you, you might be reaching out to resolve things, right? We talk about that Mercury retrograde can be, but isn't specifically for resolutions, but it can be that time where we're really up in our heads thinking about things, right? Thinking about it, going over details, especially with Virgo, it retrograding in Virgo here. I feel like there's going to be people who are like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that, or maybe I shouldn't have done that. So I feel like some of you might be taking action. So we do have Piscean energy here. We now have Aries energy here. One more. And then we have Capricorn. So it does say the end of a tough cycle is approaching. I kind of love that. And I feel like the end of the tough cycle for somebody here is one of, I feel like something, like we've got 3 full moons, right? Yeah. Well, this says new moon. This says new moon, but these are, like, we have full moons here. Like, it feels like that things are maybe coming to an end. So it says the end of a tough cycle approaches. It might be the end of really caring what they think. Like, maybe it's time to stop caring so much about, like, being so hard on yourself, I'm going to say. Maybe that's the end of the tough cycle that's approaching. Bottom of the deck, we have Gemini energy now. It says the answers you need are coming. So be patient with retrograde, I feel I'm supposed to tell you. And try not to be too hard on yourself. Yeah. Tell me more. Tell me more about the collective, please. We have the 7 of Pentacles. We have the Judgment card, of course, right? Coming out during retrograde here. We have the Hanged Man energy, the Knight of Swords, and we have the Ten of Swords. And so it does feel like somebody here is going to be taking action to communicate with someone they haven't spoken with in a while. And the thing is with the Knight of Swords is it can be a little bit of aggression, right? It can be a little bit aggressive because the Knight of Swords is the one who is courageous and brave, a little bit rebellious, right? This is Gemini energy. I always see them as the person who is like at the front of the line saying, no, let's talk about this right now. I'm not going to leave this on the back burner. We have Virgo and Pisces energy here as well as Aries. So I do believe that that some of you are either someone's about to reach out to you or you're about to reach out to someone else. And if you're thinking about reaching out to somebody that you, and not necessarily an ex, I'm not talking about an ex, I'm talking about maybe there's a friend that you've had some hardship with, and maybe you want to reach out and say, look, you know what, I really didn't mean that. Like it feels like it's a time of resolution and reconciliation does not only pertain to romantic resolution, it pertains to resolution, period, right? So we've got under this meditate and contemplate. I feel like it's saying meditate and contemplate on how hard you really want to work on it. How much work do you really want to put into the situation? Do you really want to nurture it? Are you planning on waiting out the result? Like you're planning on nurturing it? And I feel like for some of you, you're thinking about that still. I feel like you're trying to get a different perspective. I feel like we're really sort of diving into complications in a relationship. And I'm not necessarily talking about a love relationship. It could be with a brother or a sister or a best friend or somebody at your workplace, maybe your boss. But it feels like somebody here is kind of trying to hold back or get a different perspective on the situation. How much time and energy am I really willing to put into this? Do I even really want to step over the line of, hey, we should have this conversation? Maybe you just don't want to. I feel like somebody here is in meditation and contemplation at the beginning of retrograde, and maybe even now, right? We've been in the shadow period for 2 weeks now. And it is funny because there are people who don't realize that Mercury is in retrograde. People don't keep track of it, right? And even as I watch on the platform, people who aren't even in tarot, right? I don't really watch tarot on the platform. I watch other people, but they're realizing, or they're saying things like, "Oh, this is the third time I've tried to do this. It's the fourth time I've tried to upload this." You know what I mean? It seems like they don't really even know that Mercury's in retrograde, causing a whole lot of problems here. So I feel like the end of a tough cycle approaches. It does feel like this ending is here. It does feel like the reason that somebody has not spoken with someone else, regardless of what the relationship is between them. I feel that the reason that you haven't come together to talk about it yet is because somebody doesn't want to have to deal with the pain of the ending. So there is a possibility that we stop talking to each other, that we come together, and that we come together, and maybe I reach out to you or you reach out to me, and we decide that we're going to talk about it. But this energy right here is an energy of doubt, and I don't trust you, and it's throwing sort of shade on the whole thing, I want to say. So the tough ending that is approaching here, I feel is like really tough. Like really tough, because it feels like with the devil energy here, it's like I don't really trust you, or maybe I don't want to resolve this with you, because maybe you're codependent. We've got, again, Capricorn energy, we've got Virgo here, of course, and Pisces. We've got more Pisces energy here, some Gemini energy. Tell me about the Seven of Pentacles, please. Seven of Pentacles and the Hanged Man. I feel like you're waiting, I want to say. Meditation, contemplation, you're waiting. But I think you're thinking about it, collective. I think you are thinking about, gosh, maybe I should just reach out. Maybe I should just say something. And I feel like you're in this Hanged Man energy, feeling stuck, trying to look at it from their point of view, and wondering if you really want to get into it with them again. Like, is this something that you want to do? Are you willing to get back into this here? How much time do you want to spend on it? Should I just wait and hold back until the end of retrograde? Seven of Pentacles is about waiting, but it's also about throwing the seeds of intention. It's also about picking a path. So I feel like for some of you here, it does feel like that there is somebody who's very connected to you in a soulmate fashion. So soulmates don't only come in the capacity of romantic love, they also come in brothers and sisters, cousins, right? People that we're very connected to. Soulmates are people that, in my opinion, we've come as a cluster to this life with. They're people who are designed to come in and out of our lives to help us on our path, to push us in the right direction. And I feel like we're talking about one of those people here. We do have the Six of Cups here, and the Six of Cups is telling me there is somebody here that you have nostalgia with. And I feel like you're trying to get their perspective on something. It's like, if I hold my position and I meditate and contemplate, am I going to get sort of the answer that I need about how to bring this soulmate connection back together again? The Four of Wands here, it could be a member of your family, but it also could be somebody who you lived with. Could be a child, of course, if you lived with them, right? But we have the Nine of Pentacles. It also could be someone who you're romantically connected with. It does feel like you want to start from the beginning and build it again, I want to say. The Nine of Pentacles tells me that you're really confident that if you do reach out to this person and you think about it, meditate about it, and get sort of on the right path, that you feel like you could work it out. But you're going to have to sacrifice something. And for some of you, it's pride. Tell me what we're going to have to sacrifice here. Tell me about the Hanged Man energy here. You're in this sacrificial energy, or maybe you're in this energy of surrender. Maybe I just need to surrender to the situation and just stop being so stuck in my ways. But I feel like you're confident that something is going to come from this here. Tell me about the Hanged Man. We've got the Sun. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. Interesting. And the Five of Cups. So I feel like the only thing that you have to sacrifice here is your sadness. I feel like also you're going to have to change. And I feel like that's hard for everybody, no matter who you are, no matter what your walk of life is, no matter what your sign is, what your moon and rising is, change is hard. And I feel like somebody is having some sort of a realization while they're in this Hanged Man energy, having some sort of a realization that something's got to change. I feel like you're having a breakthrough as you're in this energy of the Hanged Man, that it's time for things to change. I don't want to be in this energy of being sad, feeling hopeless, feeling like that I should have reached out and I never did. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Something's got to change here. And I feel like it's really important to you that something changes, because the Six of Cups is here. This is somebody that you've known all of your life, or somebody that you feel very connected to, or maybe someone from a last life, maybe someone that's been following you around for lifetimes. Take it as it resonates for you. But it feels like you're pretty confident that if you do reach out and you decide to change this Five of Cups, I feel like there will be some sort of a breakthrough here, and we will grow. We'll grow from this. We'll grow from whatever the problem was in the past. I feel like you will grow from it, but sometimes pride gets in the way, right? It does. So it is time to take action, and I feel for some of you, you will. And this Judgment card, is just telling me that we're gonna have another chance. We've got the Judgment card, and she's got her hand out to the Seven of Pentacles. I'm gonna wait. I'm willing to put the work in. I'm going to find the new path. I'm going to pick the new path. I'm going to plant the seeds, and then I'm going to nurture them. So it feels like somebody here will be reaching back out again. And again, I'm not speaking about romance. I'm not talking about your person from the past. I'm not talking about the ex. I mean, it could be, but I'm not talking about the ex. What I'm talking about is somebody who I feel that you really value. It's somebody who is a soulmate, somebody that you really value, and you're wondering, is it time? Should I reach out, and should we have a conversation? Should we try and have a conversation about it? It feels like somebody here, you could be an Aries, that it feels like it's time for you to take action. And Mercury Retrograde is sort of pushing you in that direction, right? Because it is sometimes about what we're thinking about. It's about bringing things to a head or resolving things, going back around, giving it another chance. Maybe we're going to talk about it, but I feel like this is a bad place to start. I'm just gonna say, because it's aggressive energy, right? It's aggressive energy. It's a bit rebellious, and it's kind of impulsive. So I feel like somebody here, and Aries is here. See, if you're an Aries, you might be making an impulsive decision to contact somebody here, whether it's romantic related or not. Tell me about the Judgment and the Knight of Swords, please. Let's do this separately, though. Let's tell me about the Judgment. So somebody here could be contacting a Capricorn, an Aries, a Pisces, could be Sagittarius possibly. I feel like somebody wants expansion. It could be a Leo we're talking about. We do have Pisces energy here twice here. Tell me more about Judgment here. Somebody does want to give something a second chance here, whether it's a friendship or a member of the family that you're on the outs with possibly. We do have the Seven of Swords. So I feel like somebody wants to give someone the chance to say the truth. You see someone as a liar, collective. You see someone that's hiding something from you or trying to get away with something. And I feel like you want to give them a chance to tell you the truth, right? The sword of truth is in the hand of the Knight of Swords. Also, the sword of truth is in the hand of the person who's trying to get away with it. I feel like you want to give somebody the opportunity to tell you the truth about something, about why they've been holding back. Why have you not come to me? Why are you making me come to you? The Five of Wands is about competition. It's also about holding back, indecision. I'm not really sure whether I can tell you what's really on my mind. Feels like somebody doesn't really want to tell the truth, but it's got to come out. I feel like it's got to come out here. The King of Swords would have nothing less, right? The King of Swords always faces things head on. I feel like the King of Swords is always invested in truth and honesty, doing the right thing for everyone involved. So I feel like, collective, that whether or not you are a Libra, a Gemini, or an Aquarius, I feel like you are the person who feels like you are the person who is tasked with getting a second chance going, that you are the person who's going to reach out to the other person. And some of you won't, and that's fine, but I feel like it's time to cut through the bullshit here. That's what it feels like. It's just time to cut through it. We have two swords here, and it feels like somebody's been blocked, holding back, in indecision, fighting themselves, feeling like, oh, they don't need me. They have all kinds of people around. They don't need me. But I feel like somebody here is going to say something. Tell me about the Knight of Swords. I think that it's going to end up that somebody charges in to say something. Maybe you're getting ready to reach out to that person and they reach out to you. It could be that as well. Tell me about the Knight of Swords, please. We've got the Four of Cups. We've got the Eight of Wands. And we've got the Knight of Pentacles. The reason why you haven't spoken to this person up till now is because you're feeling that your ideas were rejected. You're feeling that reaching out to them might be rejected. You're feeling like if you reach out to them, they might aggressively reject you. It feels like with the Four of Cups here, that it's been a long while since we even spoke a word to each other. To me, the Four of Cups is emotional stability. And it's a good place to be. Like, you don't want to build a house there. Pop a tent, but don't build a house there, right? But it also makes me feel like somebody rejected somebody's ideas or rejected somebody's feelings of wanting to move forward. We do have the Eight of Wands here, and it's been a really long time since we communicated with each other. It feels like it could be a year or more for some of you, and it feels like somebody does really want to reach out, go over some details. Oh, what's that song? Sorry, I'm hearing a song. Hang on, I'm clairaudient, so I do hear music. And It's Adele. Hello, is what I'm hearing. It's me. I'd like to, if after all these years you'd like to meet. Whew. Makes me feel a little emotional, actually. Wow. So I don't know who this is. For you, it could be a Virgo. It doesn't have to be Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. We've got all the signs that I've been talking about. But it does feel like somebody would like to meet after all these years and talk about what went on. And it feels like this retrograde is going to be very profoundly important for somebody. Because I feel like the truth must come out. It must be said. The Seven of Swords is here. Someone else tried to get away with something. I don't know what your scenario is. You might want to put it in the comments if you're willing to share. You don't have to. But it feels like somebody here is now saying, you know what? This is it. This is it. This is your time to finally say what you need to say. John Mayer, say what you need to say. And it's time for us to go over the details of what happened back there and why we've been stagnant in our energy. Why you rejected me or why I rejected you. I want to tell you about it. I want to talk about it. It feels like everybody's up in their head, but I feel like it's time for us to talk about why the ending came. And it might have been because of some sort of obsession here. An obsession with money for some of you. It could be, we've got double Capricorn here. It could be an obsessive thought pattern. It could be somebody was addicted to something. Maybe somebody had to create distance from another person because whatever they were doing obsessively was hurting them spiritually, physically, mentally. And it feels like somebody just had to walk away, pull away. I can't be in this chaos anymore. If you're not going to be truthful and honest with me, then I can't be in this energy anymore. Tell me about the devil, please. Tell me about the devil. Why is the devil here? For the collective, please. Why is the devil here? We've got the King of Cups, we've got the Ace of Pentacles, and we've got the Lovers. It feels as though someone was very codependent in terms of a relationship for some of you. Now, the King of Cups can be your father. It can be your mother, right? The King of Cups to me is somebody who is tough love, somebody who is always kind of stern on the surface, but is beautiful and loving and kind and would give you the shirt off their back, right? This is a person who is really fully deeply has a lot of love, but it almost feels like if it's a parent, it feels like this person was holding you back from the things that you wanted. They were holding you back from the Ace of Pentacles, holding you back from the Lovers. If this is a parent, this person maybe didn't want you to connect with somebody that you maybe were in love with, but they said, look, you can't be with that person. There's an economic difference. There's an age difference here. You two don't have the same skin color. It feels like if this is a parent, it's like somebody didn't approve of the relationship, but maybe you went through with the relationship anyway. But this person was obsessively giving you reasons why you shouldn't be doing it. For others of you, I feel like this could be a romantic connection. It feels like somebody was obsessed with you. It feels like this person could not be out of your line of vision. I want to say that the end of a tough cycle is approaching, because I feel like somebody ended it or pulled away because of a codependent love relationship that you would get in the presence of this person. They would always accuse you of cheating. They'd always accuse you of being off with somebody else. It feels like you just couldn't deal with it anymore. And so maybe you just decided that I'm going to invest somewhere else. It could be that. But it feels like there are two people that are coming together regardless of what the situation is. And it feels like we really do have to talk after all these years about what broke this all in half here. I feel like for some of you that this could be somebody who's coming back for resolution to tell you that they are no longer obsessively codependent. And that this person is going to tell you, look, you are my soulmate. I really do want to invest. I want to try this. Is this going to work if we try it out again? I feel like somebody is incredibly attracted to you. They see that whether you are feminine or masculine, that you are a person who does what you say and say what you do. You are somebody who is growing, who's independent, doing it on your own. In fact, I don't think that you actually got into another relationship after this, if this is relationship related for you. I think that you just ended it and decided you wanted to be independent and be on your own. But I feel like you never stopped thinking about this person who could be a Capricorn or a Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, maybe an Aries, a Sagittarius, or a Leo, maybe a Gemini. You never stop talking. You never stop thinking about this person. You never stop thinking about what if I would have invested in this person? What if we would have gone on this new path together? I feel like you are on a new path, but I want to say that that your choice was to go on a new path alone, be independent, be individual. I don't think that you ended up dating after this. I feel like you needed to heal after this. Tell me about the Ten of Swords, please. We have the Emperor, we have the Queen of Swords, and we have the Chariot. So I do feel that after this ending, somebody is coming in. It could be an emperor, could be someone who is any of the kings, right? Could be any of those signs. But it feels like somebody really does want to talk. Yeah, after all these years, possibly. Somebody does want to talk. They do want to have some sort of a victorious, balanced kind of resolution here. Someone realizes here, could be the emperor, someone realizes here that they really betrayed your trust. They betrayed you, period. And I feel like this person is coming to bring things back in balance, to be very honest with you about what they were hiding. I feel like this person and you are soulmates, and that might be why this is here, but that there is a soulmate connection here, and you two know how to speak with each other. Could be dealing with a Cancer, could be dealing with an Aries. But it does feel like, regardless of what the situation is, whether it's romantic related or not, whatever your situation is specific to you, I feel like this person is being the bigger person. I feel like whoever is the person who betrayed you, collective, is the person who is taking a moment to step forward and say, look, can we talk about it after all these years? Hello, right? Adele, can we talk about it? It's time to be really honest with each other, because I feel like somebody here just really wants to get things back in balance, right? Dark horse, light horse, balance our energies between each other here. It doesn't necessarily mean that you'll be getting back together in a love relationship and riding off into the sunset. It just feels like somebody needs a resolution. Somebody has grown up here and they've realized that that this has been bothering them, and in order for them to be able to move forward in their life, they must say sorry, or they must give you they must be honest with you to make you realize why they did what they did and what their thought pattern was at the time. And look, some of you really aren't going to care, but and I think I even saw somebody in the comments sometimes say, well, if they're not coming back to make up with me and get in love with me again, then what's the point? Well, maybe you're a little bit shallow in thinking that way. Maybe there are people who have things that weigh heavy on their hearts, and they just want to talk to you and say, look, this isn't how I meant for it to go. This isn't how I meant for it to go. And this person's coming back after having more wisdom, and they just want to say sorry. I feel like they just want to talk about it. All right, what's the outcome here? Tell me about this outcome. The Queen of Pentacles, we have the Six of Swords. Yep, we have the Two of Cups. So I feel like for some of you, the Queen of Pentacles tells me that we get stability. We get stability. We start looking at the situation through practicality. We realize that we can be dependable for each other. We can move slow towards something. It feels like there is movement here. I want to say that for some of you, this is romantic love. For some of you, this is just an exhale. I want to say that we can move forward now, and I can finally fall in love with somebody else because now we've figured this out. It feels like for some of you, you will be moving into a love relationship with this person, but it feels like it's going to go slow, like years. Like, Pentacles for me as a reader is years. We got 1, 2, we got 3. This may go on for a very long time before it even ends up anywhere near a romantic relationship, but I feel like it's moving in the right direction. That's what it feels like here. So I feel like gratitude is on the table for a reason. And gratitude says, I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. And I feel like the Emperor has grown up enough, has enough wisdom that they're coming forward with this energy of gratitude, being grateful for the lesson that they've learned. But I really do feel like for both of you, your third eyes are open. We have purpose here. It says, I know what I'm here to do. And so I feel like what somebody is here to do, whether it's the king or the emperor or whoever it is, somebody is here to mend fences is what it is. And whether it's love or whether it's platonic or whatever it is to you, that's the whole purpose of the reading. I feel that somebody is coming back to resolve something. Resolution is what it is needed here, whether it's friendship or whether it's love. Yeah, for some of you it is love. Somebody here has decided that they're changing their player ways here. So someone could have broken your heart. We have the King of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Somebody knows what they want. We have the third king. Yeah, so it looks like the Emperor is the one who's in charge. All right, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you so much for coming here and watching. I do appreciate you. If you made it up to here, thanks for doing that. I'm going to go for now. Love you guys, and I'm out for now. I'll be back because I'm always back. Love you, bye.